quiet hamlet of Dragonia have reported sightings of a mysterious beast that has terrified the townsfolk. The creature is said to be 6 feet tall, with long, curved claws.
I hope I don't film something bad.
Dozes.
Of course, other accounts have it more closely resembling a common ground squirrel. But you know how gossip works in a little village. And now Fail Army proudly presents the show that's taking the world by storm. It's another episode of You All Right, Corey? Here comes Corey. He's coming down fast.
Oh, you all right, Corey?
And pulling a complete Corey. That concludes this episode of You All Right, Corey? Don't worry. He'll be back. Coming up, a hot girl gets a little less hot. A clown goes down. A couple of crash test dummies. Plus, we bow down with respect to those who will earn our Fail Army Medal of Honor. All this and more when Fail Army continues. Fail Army is back and spinning out of control. You unlock this door with the burst of determination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of trips. A dimension of fails. You're moving into a land of both failure and humiliation. You've just crossed over into the Fail Army Zone.
Clyde here.
Submitted for your approval, a smoking hot lady on a sweltering day that's about to take a chilling turn.
And sometimes it's
Picture a boy fleet of foot. In a moment, he's going to go out and play in the field. Someone or something is about to change his mind.
Oh, honey.
The actions of one Harvey Kunkel will require a sophisticated approach. One false step and he will cross over into the Fail Army Zone.
oh my God!
You are about to witness the evolution of man. The metamorphosis from being the hunter to being the hunted. Since the Dark Ages, man has been fascinated by the idea of dressing up in primitive costumes, a tradition called trick-or-treating. There will be no treats in the Fail Army Zone.
Oh, man.
On one side of the door, life is normal. On the other, it gets a little more interesting. It is possible. You just stepped into the Fail Army Zone. And now it's time for another exciting episode of You All Right, Corey? He's up!
Oh, you all right, Corey?
And that concludes this episode of You All Right, Corey? Until next time.
You all right, Corey?
And there will be a next time. Here at the Fail Army, we believe in taking the high road. Just know that your Fail Army membership does not include roadside assistance. For safety reasons, regularly scheduled maintenance of your vehicle is always important.
Are you kidding me?
Although we do advise having a professional do it.
No more brake checks. I got run out of the car, dude. Can you look at that? Yeah, dude.
When Petrov got his car stuck in a very large pothole on his way to work, he didn't think his day could get any worse. He was wrong. That's amazing! If I didn't know any better, I'd say he drives better facing backwards than forwards.
Oh my God! I'm okay!
Yep, definitely better backwards.
I'm okay!
On his way to the church and still undecided about whether he should go through with the wedding, Ernesto was looking for a sign from above.
Wow. Oh my God.
Buddy, man.
Thank you, Cosmos.
I got that recorded, dude.
Number one rule on a road trip, always check the roof before you drive away. Number two rule, always bring a backup camera to capture those special memories on the trip. Driving is like any other skill.
Are you kidding me?
Some people are good at it,
Oh my God!
while others are not. And if you're one of the latter, we'll reserve a parking spot for you
Oh my God.
in the Fail Army.
I got that recorded, dude.
Coming up, there she blows! A thud in the butt. Christmas is canceled.
I cannot believe it.
Plus, we honor the best of the best with our Fail Army Medal of Honor. All this and more when Fail Army returns. Drop what you're doing. Fail Army is back and burning it up. We could have rounded it up to a minute, but we didn't want to. We prefer it as 15 fails in 55 seconds. And now Fail Army is proud to present 3 times you ruined it for everyone else. That time you called first dibs on the rope swing.
Just make sure you dive down.
Yeah.
And exactly what was gonna happen happened. Well, thanks for ruining it for everybody else, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Wave. Hi.
Let's cut it down the tree.
That time you used a chainsaw to trim the Christmas tree.
Billy!
Timber.
That time you thought it would be fun to try the kiddie slide. So remember, it's okay to have fun. Just try not to ruin it for everyone else. You know him, you love him, you can't live without him. It's another episode of You All Right, Corey? You remember Corey, don't you, folks? And his brother Rory's manning the camera. He's picking up steam and...
Oh, you all right, Corey?
Down goes Corey! And down goes his brother Rory! This has been another episode of You All Right, Corey? He'll be back. For more of the funniest fails in the known universe, visit our Fail Army YouTube and Facebook pages. Coming up, the highest award you can receive for being the best at not being good. It's our Fail Army Medal of Honor. When Fail Army continues. Take your best shot. Fail Army is back and coming at you. And now it is time for another thrilling installment of You All Right, Corey? One thing you gotta love about Corey, he never knows when to call it quits.
No way! Oh, you all right, Corey?
Deep down inside, isn't there a little Corey in all of us?
Oh, you all right, Corey?
He'll be back. It is time to honor those who rise up in the face of adversity and overcome obstacles to proudly receive our Fail Army Medal of Honor.
Hey guys, basically, I want to prank my dad. So what I've done, I've got this small camera that I'm going to place downstairs and I'm going to prank him. So yeah, let's do this.
Not sure this is the best idea, but okay.
I'm sorry, Mom.
No, that's not Dad.
Mom, it was meant to be Daddy. It was meant to be Daddy. It's meant to be Daddy. I look like Daddy to you. I'm sorry.
Maybe Mom will calm down when she learns he's just earned himself a Fail Army Medal of Honor.
To be Daddy. I look like Daddy to you. I'm on a joke.
Yeah, probably not.
I got crazy. Ow! Ow! Mom, silly boy.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
How we doing?
Meet the Singh family. Ravi, Favi, Navi, Lavi, Ravi Jr., and Fred. When Bill told Elfie he found the perfect spot for their honeymoon, she was thrilled.
Oh my God, look at this.
Right up until the moment she found out the only way in was going down the Black Bear Pass in Colorado.
There is no room. Honey, go to the right. We have plenty of room on the right. We don't care about the wall. I knocked the wall down.
Look at the town down there.
Oh, never mind the town. Just look at the road. Back up, back up. Ah!
Honey, will you shut
Honey. Oh my God, look at this, how narrow. Go to the left.
up? Look at our house.
Never mind. Get your hands on the wheels. Oh my God. I can hardly breathe. Oh no, I'm not even gonna look. 10,800 feet I have only to fall. Holy. Go to your left. I don't care if you scratched the car by now. You have to back up. Oh, back up. Honey, back up. Would you mind backing up? I'm gonna go out.
No, stay in.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out. Honey, wait.
I got a scaredy cat here.
For being a great navigator and for having the sense to get out of the vehicle, she receives our Fail Army Medal of Honor. What do you think of that, Elfie?
God, my heart is in the pants.
Your heart's in your pants? Elfie, finally, you're a kick.
I ain't never gonna do that one again.
Piece of cake.
There is no greater joy in life than meeting your goals, reaching your full potential, and soaring to great heights. But don't worry. If you fall back down to earth, you'll be sure to land in the Fail Army. See you next time.
This is where the nightmare begins. This thing, I don't know who it is or what it is, but I know it wants to kill me. I know I've got to run, I've got to get away. I just can't seem to run fast enough. Finally, I managed to find an exit. Except when I go through the door, I'm not outside. I'm in another room. A room I've never been in before. And I'm not alone. This is my worst nightmare.
Thursdays, 9:55 p.m. on Blue Ant Extreme. Spotted any of your favorite shows or movies yet? Wonder what these shows will be like in just 3 minutes?
Veronica buys Pops, Veronica's mom becomes mayor, and Archie is framed for murder.
Joey is a struggling actor, Phoebe a masseuse, and Monica a chef. Rachel waits at the airport to declare her love for Ross when he returns with a new girlfriend.
Yes, believe it. They talk that fast.
The school dance is a success, and that's Stranger Things in 3 minutes.
Arcade Cloud, Mondays to Fridays, 11:50 p.m. on Blue Ant Extreme. Ride along with Extreme this Hari Raya. Soak in the festivities with Winston and Matthew.
We can show you what it's all about.
And go on an enjoyable road trip.
Right behind me is something really cool.
Indulge in good food.
I'm actually starting to like these things.
Try out new things.
Nice hunt.
And bring out the adventure junkie in you. With our Hari Raya specials, tonight from 7 p.m. on Blue Ant Extreme.
Epic Games has consistently kept the Fortnite community running strong through various limited-time game modes that oftentimes were created as a result of collaborations with other ginormous companies. Seriously though, who doesn't love these collabs? We got to use several weapons straight from the Marvel Universe, and we even got the chance to buy the real John Wick skin, which can be pretty annoying for anyone that unlocked the original John Wick skin back in Season 3. At least now you can get this dirty version of John Wick with messed up hair and cuts for a low price of 2,000 V-Bucks. No one is going to rebuy a skin that already came out, Epic. I'm sorry. Anyway, alongside all of these collaborations, we normally receive new limited-time game modes, such as the recent Endgame game mode, where everyone got the chance to play as the Avengers, Chitauri's, or even Thanos himself, which might have been the second time you ever got to play as Thanos if you've been playing the game for a while now. But that's not what we are here to talk about today. We are here to rank the best weapons that we've seen in these limited-time game modes and events. You may think that there were only more. I know the crossbows are known for being absolute garbage, especially because of their low damage and dysfunctional scopes, but this one is different. It's not the same as the first crossbow we saw in the game back in February of 2018 for Valentine's Day. Those literally shot arrows of love that dealt 2 damage, I swear. Now that thing was absolute trash. This one is completely revamped and could have helped you get a ton of loot in the limited-time FORTNITE game mode that released around Halloween of 2018. Completely different than what Epic did in 2017 for Halloween, and even though I love the Skull Trooper, it was nothing compared to the Jack Gordon or Hollowhead skins. This time around, we even got 2 new game modes, FORTNITE, which I already mentioned, and a game mode called Team Terror. FORTNITE was basically regular Fortnite Battle Royale, but a little more scary. There was a heavy fog around the map to remind everyone that Halloween is right around the corner. And there were these giant purple crystals around the entire map. The crystals would spawn these zombies known as fiends, and these creatures would drop a ton of loot for anyone that kills them. You can even destroy the crystals themselves to give you even more guns and ammo. The Fiend Hunter crossbow could be found throughout the map just like regular loot, and it was insanely overpowered if you decided to use it against these zombies. It was even extremely useful against enemies at a long distance because it made little to no noise and was very accurate. The only reason I didn't like this weapon too much is because it didn't do any damage to structures at all. So if you're shooting it, the enemy player has to be put out in the open, which is pretty rare nowadays considering how much people like to build. Number 4. The Infinity Blade. Who doesn't like giant swords? I know me and all my friends do, but sadly this powerful sword wasn't in the game for very long. When it first came out in Season 7, the sword was only found in the center of Polar Peaks. If you're lucky and manage to pick it up, then you will immediately receive 200 shield and 200 health. You will also have a small regeneration of 1 health per second, which can be extremely useful if you are low after a battle, since you'll always be fighting at such a close range. This weapon is considered a mythic weapon in Battle Royale and was actually vaulted only after 4 days after its release, which was pretty annoying honestly. No one really got the chance to enjoy the sword, even if it was broken. However, on February 15th, the sword made a comeback through the limited-time game mode known as Sword Fight. Only epic and legendary weapons can be found in this game mode, but you once again had the chance to get this amazing-looking sword. It was available for everyone to get through a chest if you're lucky, rather than there only being one in the entire lobby. This weapon was featured in the Unvaulting event, which players supposedly chose what weapon they wanted to get unvaulted. Sadly, the sword didn't win and the drum gun got brought back instead. Number 3. The Chitauri Laser Rifle. Do you even know what a Chitauri is? If you aren't familiar with Marvel movies, or never got the chance to watch Infinity War, then you've probably only ever seen these evil minions in Fortnite. You might want to watch the movies, because in Fortnite they make them look so much better than they actually are. Somehow Epic was able to make them look very clean-cut and almost human-like, but they are quite the opposite. That's probably mainly because you can't really get a good look at their face though, since you know, the whole third-person thing, you can only see your character from the back. And it's not like the Chitauri is a skin, you can't view it in the locker. Anyway, in the recently added endgame limited time game mode, if you were on the Chitauri team, you were granted 2 Chitauri guns.